Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and also good afternoon to those who are logged onto our website to watch the ceremony live today. Graduates and family, before I ask you to switch off your cell phones, will you kindly send a message to all your friends and family across the world to log on to our homepage, and they can all share in this precious moment and see you graduate today. Graduates, our official hashtag is #CPUTGrad2022. So if you post any of your pictures today, please do the hashtag #CPUTGrad2022. My name is Kathy Kluter, and I'm responsible for PR and events at CPUT. I would like to welcome you at the graduation ceremony of our graduates for 2022. Thank you for attending, and I trust that you will enjoy this afternoon with us. We would like to do a little demonstration for our graduates today, just to show you where you should focus when you come up on stage for your photographs. This is your special moment, and I'm sure you would like to have the best photographs ever. So I would like to call Raiden Borchitz to stage, and he will just do a quick demonstration for you. So when you come up on stage, you will have your gown, your hood on your left-hand side. There is a position where you need to stand, and the first camera is on that side. Look at the camera, and then you smile. The dean will read out your name. You walk straight down. You walk to the vice-chancellor, who will be sitting there. You will kneel down. You will bow down. The Vice-Chancellor will tap you on your shoulder. You look straight through to the camera. Just bow down again, Raiden. Look straight up. That is your second photograph that will be taken. Then you get up, you walk straight through to the registrar. You hand your hood to the registrar. You stand in front. The registrar will put the hood over your shoulders. He will tap on your shoulders. Then you will look at the third camera. That will be your third picture. And then you walk off on stage. You go down the stairs, and just where Mr. Simon is standing, that is where you exit. So that will be the process when you come up on stage. So please pretend that you are happy and smile for the photographs. Audience, you are requested to please stand when the procession enters and leave the hall while the Gadiyama's Igita has been played. After the procession will take up their seats on stage, the Vice-Chancellor will formally constitute this assembly, and then they will sit down, and then you can sit down as well. Guests, you are also kindly requested not to come to the front to take photographs. There will be enough time to do so afterwards. Graduates, also refrain from bringing your cell phone on stage. We had students who brought their cell phones on stage and want to take a selfie with a VC. So selfies are not allowed on stage. I would like to call Dr. Garth van Gensen, who has a special announcement to all our graduates today.
Graduates and guests, good afternoon to you. I need your attention for this, your undivided attention, please. You are kindly requested not to walk around after you have received your certificates and to return to your seats immediately. We had very unfortunate situations where many students simply just leave the hall after they receive their certificates. You will agree with me that is totally disrespectful to leave before the ceremony has been dissolved or to make a noise while the ceremony is in session. Therefore, on behalf of CPUT Executive Management, I'm appealing to all the students and the family members that we keep this a dignified occasion. Let us not spoil this joyous occasion for one another and let's all share in the joy and achievements of our fellow students. I want to thank you in advance for your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. van Gensen. Dr. van Gensen is the Director for Marketing and Communications at CPUT. At the end of this ceremony, after the singing of the national anthem, audience, you are please requested to remain standing and not to leave the hall until the procession has left the hall. Can you all please make sure that your cell phones are on silent now? We also have a very special rendition or song for our graduates today, and that will be performed by the band Soul Insight, and they have a special song especially for you today. When the procession is ready to enter, I will ask you all to please stand. Once again, thank you very much for attending, and I'm sure you will enjoy this afternoon with us. Thank you. I know we're running a little bit over time. We're supposed to start at 2, but we do have quite a big procession that will be here today because we are having a smaller ceremony this year, the summer graduation, and we have the lecturers of all the disciplines of all the faculties here. So we do have quite a big procession because they want to share in their students' joyous occasion and joyous moment here. So please bear with us. I know we are running a little bit over time. Thank you. Will the audience please stand?
Can you sit here? By the powers vested in me, I hereby constitute this graduation ceremony of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon to the Vice Chancellor of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, Professor Chris Nhlapo, the Chair and members of the CPUT Council present, the Executive Management of CPUT, the SRC leadership, graduates, parents, distinguished guests, CPUT management and staff. Please join me in a moment of silence for private prayer and reflection. Thank you. Welcome to the CPUT December graduation for 2022. This graduation series will see us confer this morning and this afternoon over 501 undergraduate degrees, 119 postgraduate degrees, 100 of them are master's degrees, 19 doctorates, and 6 of you will graduate cum laude, while 15 have achieved summa cum laude status across all our faculties. It's quite a celebration and quite an achievement. Congratulations. What a fantastic achievement considering the unusual circumstances many of you have been working under to complete your studies over the past 2 or 3 years. To all our graduates, it is not in the still calm of life that great characters are formed. The habits of the rigorous minds are formed in confronting seemingly insurmountable difficulties. You have shown your true character in spite of COVID-19 and all the challenges it threw at you during the past 3 years or so. You did it. Perhaps there were moments when you thought you could not, but you persevered, and today you graduate. Well done. Today you graduate from a university that was considered a benchmark of best practice for managing COVID-19 pandemic. CPUT is also at the forefront of Africa's space ambitions after launching the continent's first satellite constellation earlier this year. And we are also a key stakeholder in South Africa's just energy transition, having at our university, SARITech, the only accredited center for training people in the solar and wind energy space on the entire continent. To that end, CPUT has received over 200 million rand in funding from the German government and South African industry in recognition of SARITech's pivotal role in renewable energy in South Africa and beyond. This is over and above the long-standing support received from the South African government to establish SARITech, which amounted to about 105 million rand over the past 7 years. CPUT is also home to over 60 NRF-rated scholars and researchers, the highest amongst universities of technology in South Africa. You should be proud of CPUT and the strides it's making in South Africa and beyond, focusing research, teaching, and innovation agenda that is responsive to the needs of our society. I will conclude this address with a parting message that we often tell our graduating class. Please let this graduation be one of many that you have in your constant quest for lifelong learning. After all, if the pandemic has taught us anything, let it be this, that the world is changing and we need to change with it. Continuous learning should be the mantra. Recall the immortal words of the eternal Michelangelo at age 88, even after doing the Sistine Chapel and the Statue of David, where he said, "Un caro imparo." He is still learning. Never ever stop learning. Please consider postgraduate studies at CPUT. The Center for Postgraduate Studies is here at your disposal. Also remember, you can contribute to the body of knowledge even if you are not attached formally to CPUT or any academic institution. Congratulations to the class of 2022 and Godspeed. Thank you, Baya Dangi, Engosi, Kialebo.
Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer diplomas and degrees within the Faculty of Applied Sciences on the following candidates.
By the authority vested in me, the diplomas and degrees will be awarded to the candidates as presented to me.
Distinguished guests, before I present the candidates to the Vice Chancellor, I would like to outline the criteria for the award of qualifications cum laude and summa cum laude. All qualifications at CPUT, with the exception of doctoral ones, may be awarded cum laude or summa cum laude. Undergraduate qualifications are awarded cum laude if the candidate obtains an average of 75% or above, with the lowest mark being not lower than 70% for any subject. For the qualification to be awarded summa cum laude, all the marks must be 75 and above. That is 75% or higher for every single subject. In the case of master's degrees, for the coursework and dissertation option, it is awarded cum laude if the candidate passes all the subjects with an average of 75% or higher and passes the dissertation with 75% or more, with no mark being lower than 70%. For the dissertation-only option, the qualification is awarded cum laude if the candidate obtains an average of 75% or more, with the lowest mark from the examiners being not lower than 70%. And for both master's options, the qualification is awarded summa cum laude when all marks are 75% and above. Vice Chancellor, may I now present the candidates. For the Diploma in Analytical Chemistry, Christophe Sibangwa. Jade Julis. Marumeja Lihodi. Liema Pachade. Boniswa Torile. And for the Diploma in Food Technology, Caleb Aspelin. Asipe Chwesha. Papama Zatu. For the Diploma in Horticulture, Lunati Quintana. Sisanda Dubula. Nolusindiso Mashala. For the Diploma in Mathematical Sciences, Baxolise Lingani. Wandeta Sitzilima. Masonobe Sikolo. Pumeza Komani. For the National Diploma in Analytical Chemistry, Shaisani Maluleke. Tsakani Matonsi. Mdila Zaku. For the National Diploma in Environmental Management, Maite Mabilo. For the Master of Agriculture, with a dissertation titled Water Footprint Analysis of Table Grape Production in the Berg River region of South Africa, supervised by Dr. Maurice Fanazzo and Mrs. A. Avenant, Anele Sigatlia. For the Master of Agriculture, with a dissertation titled Soil Chemical and Microbiological Responses to Irrigation with Diluted Winery Wastewater in a Shiraz vineyard in Stellenbosch, Western Cape, supervised by Professor Francis Bayo Leu, Dr. Rexon Muliti, Dr. Caroline Howell, and Dr. Adeboli Adetunji Takalani Sekau. For the Master of Environmental Health, with a dissertation titled Special Distribution of Ambient Air Quality in the Cape Town Central Business District, supervised by Mr. Bennett Madonsela, Mr. Tabang Mapanga, and Dr. Vincent Zungu Ongeziwe Lechana. For the Master of, 1 second. Thank you. Master of Conservation Science, with a dissertation titled A Determination of Cape Flats Sand Fynbos Restoration Success in the Western Cape, based on vegetation establishment and pollinator activity, supervised by Professor Shak Geertz, Landi Retive cum laude. For the Master of Environmental Management, with a dissertation titled Contamination Sources and Concentrations of Metal Pollutants in the East River, Cape Town, South Africa, supervised by Prof. James Odendal and Prof. Reinhard Snyman, Lynn Jacobs. for the Master of Environmental Management with a dissertation titled Influence of Wastewater Treatment Plant Discharge on the Water Quality of Veldwachter's River in the Western Cape, supervised by Prof. B. Opeolu and Dr. O. Pereao Sihle Mlonyeni. For the Master of Environmental Management with a dissertation titled A Review of the Legal Framework Governing Environmental Impacts of Fuel Stations on Groundwater in Cape Town, South Africa, supervised by Dr. Ntokozo Malaza and Mr. T. Magazula, Eden Nzimba. For the Master of Food Science and Technology with a dissertation titled Physicochemical, Nutritional, and Dissolution Properties of Solid Dispersed Moringa oleifera Leaf Powder, Effervescent Beverage Granules, supervised by Professor V. Giudiani, Nonsikelelo Tafu, summa cum laude. For the Master of Applied Science in Chemistry, with a dissertation titled Doped Tin Oxide Supports for the Oxygen Evolution Reaction, supervised by Prof. M. Matwetwe and Dr. R. Mohammed, Julianne Hoffman, summa cum laude. For the Master of Applied Science in Chemistry, with a dissertation titled Phytochemical Study and Biological Activities of the Chemical Constituents of Helichrysum penduliflorium, supervised by Prof. M. Mohammed, Justin Mosa. For the Master of Science, Applied Science degree in Chemistry, with a dissertation titled An Electrochemical Sensor for Effervescence Based on Electrode Modification with Silver Gold Bimetallic Nanoparticles Functionalized Nanoclay, supervised by Prof. M. Matwetwe, Dr. K. Makashu, Sizwe Ngaubo. For the Master of Applied Science in Chemistry, with this dissertation titled Development of an Electrochemical Biosensor for Nevirapine based on a zinc oxide nanoclay human serum albumin composite. This was supervised by Prof. M. Matwetwe, Randall Smith. And for the Master of Applied Science in Chemistry, with a dissertation titled Nanoclay Silver Protein Human Serum Albumin Electrochemical Sensor for Zidovudine, supervised by Professor M. Matwetwe, Sapokazi Timakwe, summa cum laude.
Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer diplomas and degrees within the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences on the following candidates.
By the authority vested in me, the diplomas and degrees will be awarded to the candidates as presented to me.
For the Diploma in Accountancy, Heidi Boyce. Jamie Lee Demon. Grady Kabutu Mukendi Shaba. Davina Ndongo. Lihle Mcingane. Kobisa Nokova. David Peter. Jose Rasau. Yonela Zazela. For the Diploma in Business and Information Administration, Rico Duplessis. Salem Miller. Zinhle Mongameli. J. Lee Rodriguez. Megan Simon. Tandazwa Velapi. For the Diploma in Entrepreneurship, Lihle April. Slindukuhle Mkita. Nontsikelelo Thala. Hunter Nshuntu Kalenda. Timna Williams. For the Diploma in Human Resource Management, Nompumelelo Mjekula. Carmelita Poet. For the Diploma in Management, Eldrin Daniels. Siasanga Somlota. For the Diploma in Public Administration and Governance, Sandile Siwe Malinge. Jonga Ndlanja. For the National Diploma in Entrepreneurship, Sinotolo Mchilo. For the National Diploma in Financial Information Systems, Lynn Hendricks. Tandeka Mshola. For the National Diploma in Hospitality Management Accommodation, Zandi Nkodo. For the National Diploma in Hospitality Management Food and Beverage, Tandoguhle Mgakatya. May Pozisa. Tandazwa Ngapa Ngapa. For the National Diploma in Hospitality Management Professional Cookery, Prince Ruhode. For the National Diploma in Internal Auditing, Jabu Machaya. For the National Diploma in Management, Asevela Kaka. For the National Diploma in Office Management and Technology, Karabo Bokaba. For the National Diploma in Public Management, Nomtandazo Makubalo. For the National Diploma in Sport Management, Reagan Spielman. For the National Diploma in Tourism Management, Siboniswe Mukane. For the National Diploma in Entrepreneurship, Pamela Nanze. For the Advanced Diploma in Entrepreneurship, Timbelihle Monkey. Sandiso Tioti. For the Advanced Diploma in Human Resource Development, Shanae Hamilton. Khadija Naika. For the Advanced Diploma in Project Management, Kutala Dweza. Bulelani Makaka. Lukuvani Chikovi. Now for the Bachelor of Technology in Human Resource Development, Silemela Fuchane. Unati Matikinka. Nopiwe Mila. For the Bachelor of Technology in Human Resource Management, Zulfa Tambe. For the Bachelor of Technology in Project Management, Anthea Baka. For the Bachelor of Paralegal Studies, Sipelele Kutielo. Sikelela Saki. For the Master of Technology in Business Administration, and the title of the thesis is The Effectiveness of Internship Within a Selected Department of the Western Cape Provincial Government, supervised by Dr. Stanford Cronier, Lisa February. For the Master of Technology in Business Administration, and the title of the thesis is Perceptions of Unemployed Graduates on the Role of Cooperatives in Reducing Unemployment in Cape Town, supervised by Mrs. M.F. Alexander and Professor Harry Ballard, Yanga Hwebitiala. Master of Technology in Business Administration, and the title of the thesis, Aquaponics as an Urban Business Initiative to Alleviate Food Insecurity and Unemployment in the Western Cape Province of South Africa, supervised by Dr. Dora Dubehlela, Colin Jonathan. Master of Technology in Business Administration, and the title of the thesis is Indirect versus Direct Bookings, Hotel Customer Motivation for Online Reservations at Travel Agencies in the Cape Metropole, supervised by Professor J.P. Spencer, Ngoyi Marlene Kiomba. The title of the thesis, The Role of the Electronic Inventory Control System in the Competitiveness of E-Retailers in South Africa, supervised by Professor Michael Tumdako, Sandra Ngolo Mondo. The title of the thesis, Work Integrated Learning and Graduate Employment, a case study of a University of Technology in the Western Cape, supervised by Professor Michael Tumdako, Bongiwe Veronica Mone. The title of the thesis, Challenges Experienced by Youth Aspiring to Become Entrepreneurs in a Township in the Western Cape, supervised by Prof. Margarita de la Harpe Zenade Zaliswa. For the Master of Technology, thank you. For the Master of Technology in Business Administration Entrepreneurship, with the title of the thesis is The Role of Social Entrepreneurship in Youth Development, Case of a Music School in the City of Tshwane, supervised by Professor Robertson Tenge, Henry Oswald Isau. With the title of the thesis, Developing Women Entrepreneurs Through Guided and Funded Business Startups in the City of Cape Town, supervised by Professor Robertson Tenge and Dr. Frank Makosa, Someleza Jali. With the title of the thesis, Challenges to the Sustainability of Small, Medium, and Micro Enterprises in the Western Cape, South Africa, supervised by Professor Robertson Tenge and Dr. G.O. Agunlela. Martin Ndutu Akpo. Title of the thesis, Tourism and the Development of Small-Scale Accommodation Businesses in the Cape Town Central Business District, supervised by Professor Robertson Khan Tenge, Maria Alulali Okuwadela, summa cum laude. With the title of the thesis is Contemporary Influence of the South African Immigration Law on Immigrant Entrepreneurship in Cape Town, supervised by Professor Gervais Iwu and Prof. Robertson Tenge, Ernest Toe. For the Master of Technology in Business Administration Project Management, with the title of the thesis, Managing Organizational Changes in a Company in the Western Cape to Survive the Changing Landscape, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa Shahid Adams. For the Master of Technology in Business Administration Project Management, with the title of the thesis, Competencies for a Manager to Execute Retail Logistics Projects in the Cape Metropolis, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa Sibabalwa Shamandana. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And for the next qualification, the Master of Technology in Business Administration Project Management, with the title of the thesis is Students' Perceptions Towards the Use of E-Learning Platforms at a University of Technology in the Western Cape, supervised by Professor Bingwen Yan. Confidence, Kanalimang Komani Kena. The title of the thesis is Task-Focused Leadership Competencies and Their Effect on Project Team Motivation on a Selected Petroleum Company in the Western Cape, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa, Siyambona Madokwe. The title of the thesis is Stakeholder Management Factors Influencing Service Delivery Project Failures at Engcobo, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa, Mandlikale Makubalo. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The title of the thesis is The Role of Budgeting Systems on Successful Project Execution at a Selected Government Department in the Cape Metropolis, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa, Kolile Makuhlana. The title of the thesis is The Importance of Structured Communication for Effective Stakeholder Management of Construction Projects in the Cape Metropolis, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa, Nyanga Mpatiswa. The title of the thesis is Modeling a Project-Based Entrepreneur Training and Development Program for Unemployed Khayelitsha Youth, supervised by Dr. Larry Joa, Siyabulela Sophie. For the Master of Technology in Business and Information Systems, with the title of the thesis, The Effect of Human Resource Information Systems on the Merger of a Selected Financial Institution in the Western Cape, supervised by Dr. A.C. De La Harp, Mishka Paulsa, summa cum laude. The title of the thesis is The Role of Knowledge Transfer in the Sustainability of a Selected Organization in the Petroleum Industry in South Africa, supervised by Dr. A.C. De La Harp, Ursula Riddles. For the Master of Technology in Internal Auditing, with a thesis titled The Influence of Operational Risk on the Sustainability of Manufacturing SMMEs in the Cape Metropole, supervised by Dr. Suzanne Leroux and Professor Jobo Dubehlela, Urim Shipanga. For the Master of Technology in Tourism and Hospitality Management, with the title thesis, Critical Success Factors for a Cycling Event in Cape Town, Road Cyclists versus Mountain Bikers, supervised by Dr. Hilary Barmer and Ms. Esti Fingske, Wendy Makangaza. The title of the thesis is Staff Turnover Within Restaurant Kitchens in Cape Town Central Business District, supervised by Dr. T. Nyatela Sande and Ms. Mandiso Silo Ati Ntwakumba. Title of the thesis is Stakeholders' Involvement in the Development and Implementation of Tourism-Related Policies in a Selected District Municipality in the Eastern Cape, supervised by Dr. Cynthia Dube and Ms. Mandisa Silo Monwabisi Silwana. For the Master of Business and Information Administration, with a thesis titled Digital Transformation Strategic Processes for Small and Medium Enterprises in Cape Town, supervised by Dr. Andre de la Harpe, Mark Duplessis, cum laude. For the Master of Internal Auditing, with a thesis titled Transforming Internal Audit into Using Blockchain Technology within the Department of National Treasury in Bloemfontein, supervised by Professor J. Dubehlela Eugenie Esachai. The title of the thesis is Impact of Partnering on Risk Management within the Construction Industry Sector in Limpopo, supervised by Professor Jobo Dubehlela Puledi Mabi. The title of the thesis is The Effect of Internal Controls on Environmental Health Risks within the Informal Settlements of Winsburg, Western Cape, supervised by Professor Jobo Dubehlela and Dr. Dora Dubehlela, Tembela Nama. For the Master of Management Accounting, with a thesis titled Cost Implications of Fee-Free Education at Selected Universities in the Western Cape, supervised by Professor Lawrence Oboko and Dr. Samuel Benedict, Siasanka Dutwa. The title of the thesis is Monitoring and Evaluation, Strategic Tools for the Management of Public Schools in the Cape Metropole, supervised by Professor Lawrence Oboko and Dr. Samuel Benedict, Nelly Msiza. For the Master of Marketing, with a thesis titled A Critical Realist Analysis of Social Media Marketing on Facebook, a Case of Brown Sense, supervised by Dr. Kevin Ngube and Ms. Zed Matlu. Edson Matsikitse, summa cum laude. For the Master of Public Administration, with the thesis title, Community Participation in Housing Development at Philippi Community in the Cape Metropole, supervised by Dr. Stanford Cronier Zizipo Fikile. with the thesis title Land Invasion in a Selected Municipality in the Western Cape, supervised by Dr. Stanford Cronje, Bongani Sokwekwe. With the thesis title Service Delivery Protests in Municipalities with Specific Reference to the Ceres District in the Western Cape, supervised by Dr. Stanford Cronje, Milicia Walburg. For the Master of Retail Business Management, thank you. Now for the Master of Retail Business Management with the thesis title Critical Success Factors for E-Tailing, a case study of clothing retailers in Cape Town, supervised by Professor Virmai Mugobo, Kayla Arendse. The title of the thesis is The Influence of Personality Traits on Consumers' Willingness to Buy Groceries Online in South Africa, supervised by Professor Virmai Mugobo, Janine Kluter, cum laude. The title of the thesis is Post-COVID-19 Recovery, Renewal, and Resilience Strategies for Township Taverns, Case Studies of Selected Township Taverns in Soweto, supervised by Professor Virmai Mugobo and Ms. Andiswa Mkhasi, Lucky Ntimane. For the National Diploma in Hospitality Management, Food and Beverage, Zizipho Pindani.
For the Diploma in Mathematical Sciences, Zandile Tunjeni. For the Diploma in Analytical Chemistry, Siyasanga Cesana.
Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the diplomas and degrees within the Faculty of Education on the following candidates.
By the authority vested in me, the diplomas and degrees will be awarded to the candidate as presented to me.
For the Diploma in Grade R Teaching, Zukiswa Bamba. Nandipa Boy. Nokwanda Stofile. For the postgraduate certificate in education, further education and training, Hybrid Theodore Klute. For a postgraduate diploma in teaching and learning in higher education, Vuyokazi Mtuyedwa. For the Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching, Tarwiz Hendricks. For the Bachelor of Education in Intermediate Phase Teaching, Sisipho Maqula. Kholisa Ncwama. Noxolo Nongingi. Francisca Oliphant. Khubai Rater. This is for the Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching, Esethu Langa. For the Bachelor of Education Honors in Educational Management and Leadership, Marcelia Baron. Hugh L. Leibrand. Lyle Sayers. Vernon September. For the Bachelor of Education Honors in Teaching and Learning, Olani Mtambeka. For the Master of Education, with a thesis titled The Effect of a Supportive Teacher-Learner Relationship on Grade 12 Learners' Mathematics Achievement. The study was supervised by Dr. Williams Ndlovu. Imre Andres. The title of the dissertation, The Functionality of the Leadership Styles of School Leaders at Primary Schools in One Education District in Cape Town in the Western Cape. The study was supervised by Dr. M.H. Combrink, Vivian Iboigbe. Well done. with a dissertation entitled The Application of Van Heerle's Theory of Instructional Design to Facilitate the Learning of a Circle Geometry in grade 11. The study was supervised by Dr. Williams Dlovu, Ali Luanga. The title of the dissertation is Self-Regulated Strategies for Writing Engagement with Intermediate Phase Learners. The study was supervised by Dr. Steenkamp and Dr. Thornhill. K. Roberts. With a dissertation entitled Pre-Service Teachers' Preparedness for Fourth Industrial Revolution, Teaching and Learning. The study was supervised by Professor Zaid Wahid. I present Marinus Daniel van Wyk. That's not me. Vice Chancellor, that is all from the Faculty of Education. Right, thank you.
Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer diplomas and degrees within the Faculty of Health and Wellness Sciences on the following candidates.
By the authority vested in me, the diplomas and degrees will be awarded to the candidates as presented to me.
Diploma in Opticianry, Zizipho Nonkai. National Diploma in Dental Technology, Cody John Alexander. Taslim Zondre Bardens. Nabila Fatar. Takundu Stephen Mabinda. Yurulanda Rejoice Mapufu. Chepu Nadibe. Thank you. Shiham Rix. Bongani Shigakane. Timothy Siviwe Buzane. Bachelor of Technology in Nursing Science, Donay Berg. Lubabalo Longwana. Zukisana Como. Liabona Mokobonguana. Finda Swartboy. Pinda Swartboy. Avril Whitlow. Bachelor of Emergency Medical Care, Craig Williams. Master of Science in Radiography with the title Radio-Guided Occult Lesion Localization Role as a Diagnostic and Therapeutic Procedure, clinical review at a single tertiary hospital in South Africa, supervised by Dr. Davison and Dr. Malherbe. Sumaya Ishmael. Summa cum laude. Another Masters of Science in Radiography with a title, Lived Experiences of Diagnostic Radiographers Working in the Public Health Sector in the country of Eswatini. Supervised by Dr. K. Naidu and Ms. Y. Peter, Tobili Lungili Siyama Ganinza.
Vice Chancellor, I present a postgraduate certificate in education, further education and training, Zimkita Khadi.
For the Bachelor of Paralegal Studies, Yonwaba Lokwabuza. For the Advanced Diploma in Project Management, Andisiwe Zikali. For the Diploma in Accountancy, Lungiswa Tabalaza.
For the Diploma in Horticulture, Notile Madonsela.
Doctor of Radiography, title Postmortem Computerized Tomography in the Assessment of Fatal Child Abuse, supervised by Prof. Engel Hills and Prof. L. Martin. Aladdin Cornell Spielman, I'll call on the supervisor.
Thank you. So with the title Post-Mortem Computed Tomography in the Assessment of Fatal Child Abuse, I first just raised the point that in order to do responsive research within society, some of our research needs to take on very challenging areas within social problems. And this is one such study that compared cross-sectional post-mortem computed tomography to the forensic autopsy for the assessment of injuries sustained in children with suspected fatal child abuse or with sudden unexplained deaths. This research demonstrated the value of post-mortem computed tomography for diagnosing additional injuries and also congenital abnormalities that are not readily seen with the forensic autopsy. Thus, we conclude that post-mortem computed tomography supported the forensic autopsy in reaching a comprehensive assessment of the internal injuries sustained by these children. The study filled a gap in research and conducted in this area across the African continent, but also filled a gap internationally and has been published within an international journal, really a good quality journal within radiology imaging, so well done. One important recommendation made is that post-mortem computed tomography should be a routinely employed supplementary examination to that of the already done forensic autopsies where children are found to have fatal injuries. Aladdin Cornell Spielman.
For the Doctor of Technology in Tourism and Hospitality Management, with a thesis titled, The Effect of a Customer Relationship Framework on Marketing Planning for Destination Marketing Organizations in Tshwane, South Africa, supervised by Professor J.P. Spencer. And I will read out the citation this afternoon. Mr. Monyane's thesis reports the effect of marketing strategies on a destination customer relationship framework for a destination marketing organization. The destination marketing organization used as a case study is in the Tshwane Tourism Association. He investigated literature based on strategic marketing planning, market positioning, retention marketing, product service strategy, relationship marketing, and customer relationship management. He applied a mixed method research design. The study population included hospitality, travel and tourism organizations operating within the city of Tshwane as existing and potential customers of the Tshwane Tourism Association, non-governmental organizations operating within the Gauteng province, and higher education institution experts in South Africa. Finally, using the results from the findings and data reported in the literature, he developed a framework for a destination customer relationship program. These findings will be useful in the future rational design of customer relationship framework and strategic marketing planning for destination marketing organization. For the Doctor of Technology, Tourism and Hospitality Management, Malefane Stephen Monyane. For the Doctor of Technology in Tourism and Hospitality Management, with the title of the thesis, The Development of a Tourism Management Framework for the Conservation of National Parks in Rwanda, supervised by Professor J.P. Spencer and Professor J.N. Stein, and this afternoon I will be reading out the citation. So the study developed a tourism management framework for the conservation of Rwanda's 3 national parks by highlighting community capacity building, reporting channels, compensation, local community involvement, and participation as strong variables for effective conservation of the parks. The study also proposed a communication strategy that should be adopted to ensure successful implementation of the developed framework. During the doctorate study, 3 articles were published in peer-reviewed journals, while 3 more articles were presented at international conferences and were published in extended abstract books. For the Doctor of Technology, Tourism and Hospitality Management, Emmanuel Nsabi Mana. For the Doctor of Commerce in Internal Auditing, and the title of the thesis is The Market Liquidity of Designated 2B Equity Securities under the Basel Accords, Empirical Evidence from South African Commercial Banks, supervised by Dr. Sophie Kasa and Professor Jobo Dubehlela. And I will be reading out the citation this afternoon. So Samuel Inou's thesis evaluated the market liquidity of level 2B, common equity liquidity coverage ratio, as well as the net stable fund ratio. His study improves on the frontier of knowledge regarding liquidity management, particularly financial market liquidity, by empirically investigating the state of the level 2B common equity securities as proposed in the Basel III Reform for Liquidity Management. In his dissertation, 2 modified liquidity ratios were proposed to integrate systemic risk, which captures illiquidity premiums. These modified ratios are a notable advancement of the existing liquidity coverage ratio, as well as the net stable fund ratio, which can be relied on in periods of stress. Samuel has published 1 article from his dissertation in the Academy of Accounting and Financial Studies Journal, which is a DHET accredited publication. He presented his dissertation in the 42nd International Center of Economics, Humanities and Management in France, and was awarded the best presenter. Samuel has also published 2 other manuscripts for possible publication in DHET accredited journals. For the Doctor of Commerce in Internal Auditing, Samuel Tabot Inau. For the Doctor of Commerce in Internal Auditing, with the title of the thesis, Framework for Critical Thinking Among Internal Auditing Students Through Technology-Based Educational Interventions. This study was supervised by Professor Gervais Iwu and Professor Jobo Dubehlela. I will invite now to the podium to read the citation Professor Chooks Gervais Iwu.
Thank you very much. One of the spectacular things about Franklin Eze's doctoral project is that he leveraged his multidisciplinary background in arguing that there is a significant need for critical thinking in several economic and management sciences fields of study. And so, he focused on internal auditing and realizes that using technology-based instructional interventions was necessary, considering the growing demand for auditors with strong critical thinking skills. And he believes, I must tell you this, that his conceptual framework should do the trick in unpacking the complexity of critical thinking development among students. Vice Chancellor, I present to you Mr. Ikenna Franklin Eze for the award of Doctor of Commerce in Internal Auditing.
For the Doctor of Commerce in Marketing, with the title of the thesis, A Framework for the Use of M-Commerce by Brick and Mortar Retailers in Angola, supervised by Professor Robertson Tenge and Professor Michael Tumdako. I will now invite to the podium to read the citation the supervisor, Professor Robertson Tenge. Or is it Prof. Doko? Prof. Doko.
Thank you. The thesis has a title, A Framework for the Use of M-Commerce by Brick and Mortar Retail Stores in Angola. Matthias Justino's thesis focused on the linkage between M-commerce technology and brick and mortar retail stores. The study used both the technology or organization environment framework and the tax technology fit model as a theological lens to understand and interpret how brick and mortar businesses adopt and use new technologies for their e-commerce activities. The report sheds light on M-commerce as a viable solution for retail SMEs in the contemporary market. The study offers sufficient theoretical grounds for explaining and understanding the retail trade in using digitalized mobile system. The clarion call is for brick and mortar retail SMEs to adopt and use M-commerce for effective participation in the digital commerce ecosystem to manage the business stakeholders' priorities and achieve sustainable competitive advantage. This study proposes a general framework to align brick and mortar retail operations and M-commerce practices to assist technologically challenged retail SMEs to deal with the complications associated with M-commerce adoption and usage. Vice Chancellor, I present to you Matthias Vincent Justino to receive the degree Doctor of Commerce, Marketing.
For the degree Doctor of Commerce in Public Administration, with the title, thesis, a framework for improving knowledge management and service delivery in the South African government. This work was supervised by Professor Robertson Tenge. I'd like to call to the podium to read out the citation this afternoon, Professor Tenge.
A framework for improving knowledge management and service delivery in the South African government. Lance Babia's thesis explores the relationship between public administration, knowledge management, and service delivery in the South African government. The study defines knowledge management as the practice of ensuring correct information is used to provide maximum value. In the South African context, this study confirms that improved management will improve service delivery, a key objective of this government as outlined in Section 195 of Chapter 10 of the South African Constitution. Lance has developed a knowledge management implementation framework, which he believes will meet this objective. Overall, the study reveals that when knowledge management is implemented correctly, it has the potential to bridge the divide between public officials' knowledge and output, and thereby improving service delivery. Lance recommends that policymakers fast-track service delivery by leveraging knowledge management. Lance has published 2 articles in accredited international journals, and another 3 are awaiting publication. Vice Chancellor, I present Lance Babia.
For the degree Doctor of Commerce in Public Administration, and with the title of the thesis, A Framework for Embedding Citizen-Centric Service Delivery in a Selected Department in the Western Cape Government, supervised by Professor Robertson Tenge. I'll invite Prof. Tenge to read out the citation.
Yasin worked on a framework for embedding citizen-centric service delivery in a selected department in the Western Cape government. Yasin's thesis focused on creating and implementing effective training and development interventions to ensure citizen-centric service delivery post-democracy in South Africa, particularly in the Western Cape. These interventions are essential to strengthen communities' technical capabilities and to contribute to the comprehensive development of public service personnel's skills in public engagement and citizen-centric service delivery. This study sought to determine if training and development opportunities were driven by the need to enforce employees' abilities to achieve and deliver their department's service delivery mandates. The results of the study showed that government will be more efficient and provide better services if it focused on the people. Yasin has published an article in an internationally accredited journal and is busy working on 2 others. Vice Chancellor, I present Yasin Rycliffe.
and for the degree Doctor of Commerce in Public Administration with a thesis titled Critical Evaluation of Service Delivery in a Selected South African Municipalities, the Role of Budget Management, supervised by Professor Bingwen Yan and Dr. Cornelia Ace. I'd like to invite the supervisor, Professor Bingwen Yan, to read out the citation.
The title of the thesis, Critical Evaluation of Service Delivery in Selected South African Municipalities, the Role of Budget Management. Abongile's thesis focused on advancing our understanding of the difficulties experienced by municipal officials and developing a framework to guide the management and employees of municipalities in their budget management. The study revealed that risk management, cash flow management, revenue and expenditure management, legislative considerations, and budget planning have a significant impact on effective budget management. The study developed a framework using structured equation modeling to determine the model's fit indices and also test the significance of relationships between key variables. The framework provides new insights into the challenges of public management, as well as providing a useful practical guide to effective management in the municipalities where the study was conducted. Ultimately, the application of the Zwedi's framework has the perspective to significantly improve the quality of life of South African citizens. Abongile has published 4 DHET accredited journals in both national and international journals in the field of public management. In addition, he has also submitted 2 manuscripts to accredited international journals for possible publication. His work has also been presented at 2 international conferences on public administration. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidate Abongile Goodman Zweli for the degree of
Vice Chancellor, for the Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Health, we have Mbape Tanga, whose thesis was titled Morphological Characteristics and Chemical Composition of Skullcap, that is Scutellaria lateriflora, and burdock, Aticum lapa, that was cultivated under different conditions. And I will hand over to the supervisor, Professor Francis Leo, to read the citation.
Thank you, Dean. Prior to now, we basically import certain medicinal plants into South Africa. It therefore puts pressure on the rand against the dollar. Initiative came up through Mr. Tanga's study. And of the 3 medicinal plants that were identified in the medicinal market and of course in pharmaceutical industries in South Africa, we cultivated 2. Mr. Tanga demonstrated that it is possible to cultivate these medicinal plants through combined fertilizer utilization. The study eventually revealed that we could cultivate 2 of these 3 medicinal plants in South Africa. If it goes into commercialization, we meet part of the National Development Plan 2030,
of the country. Mr. Tanga attended 2 international conferences and he published 5 articles in DHET accredited journals. Okay. With the permission of the Dean, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you Mbappe Tanga.
Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer diplomas and degrees in absentia on the candidates whose names appear in the program of the faculties and who are not able to be here today.
By the authority vested in me, the diplomas and degrees are hereby awarded to the candidates in absentia.
Let's hear the graduating class of 2022 make some noise. Thank you. Graduates, please look to your left and show your appreciation to your parents, your loved ones who worked so tirelessly to get you to where you are. And please join me in congratulating the 10 brand new doctors in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our formal proceedings, and I take this opportunity to say thank you for being part of this great event and making it special for the graduating class of 2022. I must commend the stakeholders who painstakingly planned this graduation ceremony. You have indeed made it special and safe for our students. Vice Chancellor Prof. Chris Nklapo, thank you for your leadership during this most unprecedented times and trying times for higher education. Thank you to the staff of the Marketing and Communication Department, Infrastructure Development and Facilities Management, and the Assessment and Graduation Center. You have made this event a memorable one for our graduates, and it is appreciated. Thank you to the CPUT Emergency Medical Care staff and the students for assisting during this graduation ceremony. Thank you to our dedicated lecturers, heads of department, deans, assistant deans, and the rest of the CPUT staff who have lent their support and continue to work tirelessly to complete the academic project so that more students may move closer to their own graduation ceremonies in the future. Thank you to the University Council, the SRC, our trade unions, our community and industry partners, and the university international partners. Thanks to the Soul Inside Band for that wonderful rendition, When They Good. Thank you. And then thanks to our sign language interpreters. They've done a wonderful job. Beryl Botha, Kevin Peterson from the Deaf SA. And finally, in true CPUT style, I would like to conclude by saying, Damasin Hera Baya Danki, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Nkosi, Siyabulela. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. The Vice-Chancellor will thereafter dissolve the congregation. Please remain standing whilst the procession leaves the hall. Thank you.
By the powers vested in me, I now dissolve this congregation of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology.